Well, greetings, and once again, welcome back to the Insanity. Last time we left off, we had just started some zinc processing, and in the last episode we also found some rare earth ore that we are now mining and just saving for later use. So in this episode we will continue with the zinc processing and see what we can do with that. So we are currently needing zinc ore, of course, and we need some iron sticks. We should be getting iron sticks at any moment, I think. And we have, or should have, probably, quite a bit of... Yeah, nice. We are getting a lot of zinc ore here because we get 20 at a time, which is very nice. So we're just going to connect things because we are playing Factorio and that's what you do in this game. First step sort of complete. If only I could have some iron sticks, of course. Why are we getting soil from this? That's unusual, to say the least. Why on earth? Literally. But okay, fine, I guess. We are playing PyBlock after all, so it's not very surprising that we're getting some strange side products. That has happened many times before, that's for sure. So we should make sure to keep the zinc grade 1 in this area, and then we should figure out what on earth to do with the soil and stone that we're getting. Well, I have an idea. And my idea is that we can just provide it to a certain logistics train network. Assuming there is enough space here. And there is. Great. Fabulous. Although it's not very likely that I will need the soil. So let's see, where are we? We are at the zinc processing side product provider. I do suspect that we will have a bit more side products to deal with as well. Look at that! We have a delivery of iron sticks. Very helpful. And here we of course get some sand, because why would we not? This will give also zinc grade 2. Please, side products, just go into this warehouse and we'll deal with you later. At some point. And this is not right, obviously. Zinc grade 2. Obviously we need a filter. Otherwise bad things happen. Which you just saw. Zinc grade 2, and this is producing tailings. How nice is that? The thing about the tailings is that a while ago we needed a lot of it. But when we started getting landfill again, we have a lot of tailings. So now we're actually wasting it again. Although we are wasting a fair bit less now than we did before. So that's good. And that kind of maybe means that I don't have to be ashamed of wasting these tailings. But of course, since I am a nice guy and all that, I will store some of it. And by some, I mean a lot. How are we doing with the heavy oil? Not good at all. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm actually providing heavy oil. I think it's very possible that I'm just providing the product lubricant to LTN. So we'll just have to deal with that at some point. This has a funny way of connecting things. Limestone, right. I knew that. Limestone and zinc grade 3. Zinc grade 3 is what this one is producing. Overflow valve and a sinkhole. Thank you. Ah, of course. And this will need some water. Water? I can't do the British accent, sadly. So you will just get my fake British accent or something like that. Speaking of which, did you know that the Swedish chef is actually not Swedish? He even admits so himself in an episode of The Muppet Show. Hashtag spoiler alert. I am a big fan of the Muppets. Honestly, I think everyone should be. Okay, now we have the little tiny teeny problem that we haven't finished this entire city block. But now at least we have a molten zinc, if it were not for the fact that we are missing heavy oil. So I'm not proud of it, but I will actually be piping it back to where it came from, more or less. And set up the provider station over here. Multi-provider, fluid provider, there we have it. I love blueprints. It was quite a while I did all this just by copy pasting or just by, I don't know, setting it up every single time. But I don't regret adding the blueprints, actually. So if you haven't already, hint hint, do add some blueprints for your train stations. It's very helpful. Okay, let's see. So how about we go and check why we are not getting any heavy oil? That seems like an idea. And on our way there, we'll just continue setting up some rails, apparently. Let's see, where can I go with this? Should I make it all that way? No. Let's... Well, first of all, we already drove past where we have the heavy oil. Oh, darn it. Excellent. Now I will also be fixing a thing that I have been annoyed at for quite some time, namely the fact that I don't have a radar in this city block, or in this intersection rather. No, no, come. Can you please connect the way I would like you to? No, sure. I kinda wanted you to connect with that one, but this works too, I guess. Electric poles are weird. Ah, I see why we are not having any heavy oil. Because the thing is that all the heavy oil goes to lubricant. Which then... And lubricant is heavily used in the ore drilling process. But at least now I'm kinda hoping that the heavy oil issue should kinda be fixed. Simply by reducing the provide threshold here. Eventually I will take a look at increasing the yield of heavy oil as well. There are a number of ways we can do that. Because if there's something that we're not missing, it's different recipes to do things. So that's nice. Now I would very much like to have a burner here. And a burner of course requires coal dust or some kind of burnable fuel. Hence the name burner. And I will be doing what I usually do, which is that for everything that we have too much of, where too much is the very arbitrary value of 10,000. So for each that is more than 10,000, do output each. And you don't need to output the input count, not that it matters, but you can just output the single value. And then we'll just input the ash into this warehouse. Cool. How are we doing with the heavy oil? Come on. Let me guess, we are missing... No? Hmm. We got some heavy oil. Look at that. I honestly didn't even notice the train coming or going or anything. But I'm okay with that. So this is molten zinc. And because this is one of the many fluid products that takes a bit of time to make and is very useful and so on, we need to set this provide threshold to 5,000 and not like insane 25,000, because 25,000 is a lot and it would take us forever to get there. And it seems like we could use another ball mill. And another one of these. Can we make another hydroclassifier? Probably not, because we are missing iron. Told you. And we are missing simple circuit boards. But okay, at least we have this part set up. And it should not, probably not take too long before it reaches the magic value of 5,000, so I'm okay with that. So how about we go and do something with it? Namely, cast it. So let's see what we can do with molten zinc. That's molten stainless steel. That's molten X-lit. Why is it so green? Okay, fine. Silver zinc alloy. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. So we can only make zinc plates, basically. Do we have a free requester? I think we do. You are now a molten zinc requester. Well, not yet, but you are now a molten zinc requester. Very nice, thank you very much. And this train might be in the way soon, but So to make casting, I probably need a casting unit. Luckily, I got that. Why do we have molten copper over here? Was probably once upon a time when we thought that maybe we could place some copper smelting over here. Oh, and this also reminds me that I do have a little problem when it comes to hot air, I think. And not so little, actually. We are currently missing 36,000 hot air in the train network. That's not great. So I might have to figure out a way to fix that. Just trying to sort of be prepared in case I want to add another row of requesters here. Which I probably will want to do at some point. And come on, can you just stop? I always forget that I have made it this way. There's so many off by 1 errors here that it's almost an off by 2 error. Okay, at least now we have set this part up. So we just need to connect a couple of wires. Sink plates. The volume of this game really changes dramatically as soon as you open an inventory, I just realized. So we need some sink plates here. 4,000 probably. Shouldn't be too much. No, there's room for it. Okay, good. Now we just need a delivery. And now comes the fun part. So you might wonder, what are we going to do with this sink plates? And I will show you in a little while. Because we are going back to Spaghetti Land, and this will be the last time I am driving through this area, at least like this, because it's very much time to clean things up. This rail has been very helpful throughout the times, but now it's very much time to just get rid of it. So we need a new entrance to our parking, or we just need a new parking spot altogether. Ah, the memories of driving through here. It was really helpful, this rail, when I added it, that's for sure. I'm almost getting a bit sentimental here. This is really like the end of an era. And all these messy intersections. Oh, these horrible messy intersections. Maybe for all time's sakes we should just keep some of this, but nope, it's messy, and we might need to build in this area at some point, so I will continue to deconstruct things here. Because I am planning on building something new in the northern part of this city block. Something new in Spaghetti Land. I do know that in the last episode I did say that I wanted to clean things up here before I was going to build something new. But I think the time has come, actually. While I could let the robots deconstruct this, I don't know, I just want it to be part of the last journey through here. And yet another nice little intersection. Whoops, I knew that would happen at some point. Ah, the messes we have made. Oh, you remember the time when we forgot to place chain signals at one of the intersections? Or when we placed the chain signals on the wrong side? All that. Remember the first time I parked here? Because honestly, I don't. Remember when we fixed the steel loop of items just going back and forth from this station back to the start? Ah, the memories. The memories. Remember when we had the Sogna bacteria production here? Remember when we added the AUG block at the first place, which is right next to this one? Remember when we had the AUGs over here? Ah, the memories. So now I just need to find a new place for my parking. Or maybe I should just use the mall output actually. I don't know. I'm sure I will figure something out. So while we are waiting for these robots, how about we take a look at what else can be common? Deconstructed. So this is an unused belt. This is also very much unused. You haven't been making anything for quite a while. Neither have you. And what kind of pipe is this? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that we can remove it. Oh, and this radar is no longer needed here because we are now having a system for where we are placing radars. A system that we're not so great in following. Ah, darn it. Well, at least we have some robots here to help us with things. So please just place a radar there, will you? Remember when we had the old horrible... Oh, come on, you're kidding me. We don't have full Roboport coverage here. Well, how about we just add a Roboport here then? Remember when we had the first simple circuit boards made here? That was quite a bit of an episode. Approximately episode 50, I think. Oh dear, so many electric poles. Oops. Methane. Remember when we used the methane as our main fuel for things? Turned out that benzene was a lot better. All those times when we have passed by here to pick up ingredients, all the glass, all the small parts, all the transport belts we picked up here a long while ago. Remember when we had all the horrible production here? And so the Spaghetti Land era has come to an end. Which reminds me that it's time to remove some to-dos and things. Like fix me, scale up coal, gas and tar. I'm pretty sure we have fixed that. And moving machines away from raw Nextlit, we have fixed that as well. And this we haven't not fixed. Gold Nextlit locomotives. Yeah, I'm afraid we're still far away from that goal. Even though it would be a cool goal, we have plenty of other things to deal with. Remember when we added the first Nextlit here? And we measured how long time it would take to run through things. Good times, good times. Or well, not that good honestly. Maybe just times. My inventory is going to be full, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. Why do I still have a slaughterhouse? Did I want to slaughter anything else up there? It's for the Ulrichs, that much I know. Oh, damn it, we have some zinc. Zinc grade 2. We'll leave it there. Or honestly, no. Let's just deconstruct it or move it. Get rid of it. So, how about we take a look at what our plan is? So in the northern part of this block, that is approximately around here, my plan is to do the following. First of all, organic solvents. Using activated carbon. Just a bit of that. And then also, because it is related apparently, filtration media. And probably use both recipes for this. So just give me like one of that and one of that or something. So I'm using both recipes because glass production is a bit unstable. And here we need fibers as well, which we can get from raw fibers. I think that's the only, that's the only way we can get that. So as you can see, we have everything here in LTN already except activated carbon. So activated carbon will be constructed on site. And this is where the zinc comes in. So that's why we have been setting up the zinc, just to get some little bit of zinc chloride, which should give us activated carbon, which will allow us to do a number of things. So we should probably first look into this little chain, and this will need nitrogen, which can be made in a number of ways. Bitumen, we don't have that. Nitrogen from manure, from filtration media, and purest nitrogen. Interesting. And here we are can produce purest nitrogen. And from liquid nitrogen, and liquid nitrogen is made from nitrogen, so that's a loop. That's not something we need. So what we will start with at least is this recipe, and this recipe only. And I don't pay too much attention here to the time. I just want to get some process started, and then we will scale from there. So this is what we will start with. And by the way, the reason why we need organic solvent is because we need niobium. Because niobium is, among other things, used to make big electric power poles. And we haven't been producing anything of that for a long while now. Oh, what? Wait. That's bad. That's very, very bad that we have a roboport without any power. I still want to preserve the roboport and its power. Thank you. Yes, yes, you should be fixed soon enough. So we are going to need a couple of... What is this mess? A couple of train stations, I believe. We are going to need, let's see, for the whole city block. Are we going to need hydrogen chloride? It appears so. So hydrogen chloride is a fluid, and the rest is items, and aromatics. Okay. 2 fluid inputs, and the rest is items. So that's 3 train stations. And I'm not sure what belt this is. Oh, that's for something that we built and used here once upon a time. Oh dear, this is quite a bit of bone meal. So eventually we will need to move this horrible production of cDNA and things. Because we still haven't built all the flowers and things. What is this long belt? Do I even want to know? Oh, we're down here now. So much mess. So we still need some basic substrate there. Well, actually we have requested that by now, so that's good. And it seems like we will soon be able to build something even in this place. Oh, tree seedlings. Interesting. I'm sure those have a reason to be there. Remember when we built that radar? You are hopefully no longer needed. We have a radar there, we have a radar there, we have a radar not here, we should have a radar here. And we have no radar here either. Do we have Roboport coverage there? Yes. Good. So where am I? Where is this carbon hydroxide going? Carbon dioxide. It's going a very, very long way. That's a useless pipe. But I am afraid that this carbon dioxide is actually used for something. It's used for the methane production, but it's not used over here at least. What kind of belt is this? Remember what we had on this belt? Because I honestly don't. What a cleanup. Or rather, what a mess that used to be here that we had to clean up. Why are you also going to the... Oh, well, of course. So, okay, this carbon dioxide belts, you may exist for a while longer. It can serve as a memory of the mess that we had here. Okay, sure, let's hope that we don't need to move these chests. We might need to move these though. Don't have the storage warehouses and things yet. Okay, it's not a lot of stuff that is here. Is there anything useful? Chromium, maybe? Though quite a lot of chromium. Okay, let's see what we'll have to do about that. So we need a fluid requester, and then we need another fluid requester. And I'm always so unsure about where exactly to build the thing. And then we need an item requester. And then we will see what else we need. So what shall we call this block? We shall call it organic solvent media? Activated stuff. I don't know. And this is a requester for what exactly? For what did you... Hydrogen chloride. Apparently. And please let me know if you have any idea for a better name than activated stuff. And this will need some aromatics. And this is then nils. Cool. So this is an item requester, actually. How about that? Do I have pumps? I do now. Soon, rather. So as I said, this is a hydrogen chloride requester. You may have approximately 30,000. Oh, come on. Always. It's so easy to misplace things. Aromatics. And a shitload of items. Okay, let's take it one step by step. First of all, for this production we are going to need zinc plates, coal dusts, and sodium hydroxide. Zinc plates, approximately like not too much. Coal dusts, significantly more. Sodium hydroxide, not too much. Okay, that's for this part. And then we need a couple of things. Believe it or not. Let's say that we have 4 pressure thingies. Then we need some distillation columns. Then we need chemical plant. And a high pressure furnace. That's been a while. I missed you, pressure furnace. Aromatics and hydrogen chloride. How great is that? So just checking, how are we doing with the molten thingies? Molten zinc, 3.1k. What are you missing? You are currently missing iron sticks. Very well. But just to sort of kickstart things off a bit, I would like to rename that train station. But that's a problem for another time. Ah, here we go. Please switch to manual mode. And then please go to... Oh dear. Side product, heavy oil, requested blood. Okay, at least we know that it's this one. And then I would like you to go to this station and stay there until you are empty. So let's rename this, shall we? Copying this name. Molten zinc provider. You probably have enough by now, so you may continue on. Very nice. Molten zinc will get started. Not sure how much this will be enough for, but it should be for some at least. Okay, how shall we then make this? Because this is where the design part of this game comes in. So we need activated carbon. Then we need filtration media. And then we need organic solvent. Organic solvent is just one step away from the activated carbon, while the filtration media needs a couple of more things. So I think that we will just divide this up maybe. So if we provide the activated carbon in the middle and output that to the north. Let's see, let's start from the end here for once, maybe. So this will need, and then we can scale things horizontally-ish and like progress downwards. So this chemical plant will be here, approximately. Now I realize that it feels a bit strange building backwards like this. And you have more item inputs than that. So let's see. Malt sink. Okay. And then comes the easier parts. And hello, rubber. You may stop doing this. Well, not stop doing rubber, but stop outputting it here. Come on. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh dear. Ah, this is the fun machine with all the inputs and outputs and things and stuff, and oh my god. I think I built 4 of these. Okay, then let me have a couple of gas vents. Because at this time we don't care about the oxygen and we do not care about the purest thingy. So we'll just scrap that directly. What we do want to have is the nitrogen, which should go up here, apparently. The outputs of this thing are never where you want them to be. That's done, and that's done. Great. Now how about we get some zinc ore, plates, things, stuff. And I'm wondering if maybe I will need... we'll figure something out. I was thinking if I should use some kind of warehouse forwarding here, because I do have a lot of different items that will eventually wind up here. Sodium hydroxide and coal dust. So zinc plates, how about we start with you? And then we have the hydrogen chloride issue. Yeah. Hydrogen chloride, you're over here. Oh look, we got a delivery of zinc plates. Really feels nice to make some progress here. Finally. Just get rid of these products, will you? Coarse fraction lime, why do I have all this stuff here? Thank you. Zinc plates, okay. There we have some zinc plates. Now you please go inside here and make some zinc chloride. Which we need to have for this thing, and then we also need some sodium hydroxide. Which we luckily have over there. Did not work out so bad after all. And then will come the fun part of the coal dust, because we will need a lot of coal dust here. Something like that. And then we will have the activated carbon that we have been longing for quite some time. Although it's been a while since I actively took a look at it, I think, but it was about time. So if we just look at this activated carbon, we can see that it can be used for purified air as well. Refined syngas, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, syngas, filtration media, syngas, more syngas, filtration media, organic solvents, and a couple of things that we don't quite have yet. So eventually it seems like it's a good idea to provide this also to LTN. But for now, we'll start by taking a look at the organic solvents. I think, or how much for the filtration media process. This is just cellulose. Do we have cellulose in LTN? I'm not sure. But cellulose is very easy to craft from raw fiber and sodium hydroxide. And sodium hydroxide we already have here, so that's nice. So pure sand and gravel. Okay, should be fairly easy. And then bone meal. Do we have bone meal in LTN? So maybe it wasn't that much here after all that we needed. So bone meal is one thing. And raw fiber. And let's see, gravel if I remember correctly. I'm wondering which of these recipes that I will start with. I don't have a lot of glass at the moment, so let's just start with only this one. Pulp mill and an assembling machine, and then I need a chemical plant. I have a chemical plant. Raw fiber, sodium hydroxide. Come on. Such a mess. Well, not really. Pulp mill. Assuming I can learn to spell to pulp mill, which is not that easy apparently. Yeah, sure, let's make 2 of them. And let's reorganize this filter inserters a bit. Come on. Cannot insert, you can't insert shit, can you? Sodium hydroxide. You may go in there, please. Thank you. And then this little raw fiber shall just go into here. Ah, that's let's just do it like that. Fine. Now, have I requested any raw fibers? I have not. Raw fiber. Gravel. And pure sand. Shit, it seems like we need quite a bit of this stuff. So let's request a little bit more of that stuff. And let's see. Gravel and pure sand, right. Gravel and pure sand. Oh, and raw fiber. Did I add raw? Yes, I added raw fiber. Cool. Good. So a few pulp mills. Let's see. We might need to scale that a bit more later on. So if we maybe start... let's start at the other side of this thing. Because I very much like this Nixlit plates tiles. Pulp mill. Cellulose. And an assembling machine. Or a couple. For filtration media. Using this recipe for now. Four item inputs. I already have roboports and things placed out here, so I'll just go ahead and produce this. Build this somewhere. So cellulose can combine forces with... Let's see. You produce 3 at a time. Okay. So how about you combine forces with activated carbon? Oh, look at that. Eh, oh well. Thank you, robots. I'm starting to wonder how we are doing with the raw fiber. Not that great, apparently. Not that great. This tells us that we need to scale up key cell plantations by a fair bit. So I will add this. Scale up key cell plantations. That's something to do for the future. The key cell is extremely important because it's used for our power production. That mostly comes from AUGs. Ah, of course. No. Ah. I wanted to build it in a pretty way, but that didn't happen. And this should be an output, naturally. And then the question comes of where do we output things? I mean, we do have a nice sweet spot over here. So let's just actually use that. Let's leave a little bit of space there. Oh, come on. So this is activated stuff. And it's an item provider. And we will do like we always do, more or less. We will do the usual. We will request activated carbon. Not too much at this point. And some filtration media. Also not too much at this point because we're not using it anywhere, so and then we will just have an output belt here. So let's see, you still need gravel and pure sand. Well, just so happens we have that over here. So gravel and pure sand, let's see. One of you can come here. Gravel, thank you. Oh. I don't really need to use a single belt for both of them because I don't have that many inserters to output things. So the inserters only put things on one side of the belt, which would mean that I don't need to have this much, but oh well. Nice of you to show up, raw fiber. I hope this will not have any negative effect on anything else. But since we are playing PyBlock, we can pretty much guarantee that it will definitely have some kind of negative effect on something somewhere. Red wire, please. You will be activated if filtration media is less than 0, which, guess what, it currently is. Right, so now you just need the pure sand, but that's coming, that's coming. So great, that part is done. Now for the next part, which is should be fairly simple. Not sure where I have the bone meal though. Not sure I have bone meal. Any machine has products. Bone meal. Thank you, my little yet to be released search mod. So, well, guess what? We have bone meal. Problem solved. Are we requesting? Nope. Okay. How about we just request some bone meal then? $1,500 maybe? Something. Then I would like that to be output in this direction. Because this should be joining forces. Let's see. I think I will add something here, which will check if we need activated carbon. So activated carbon less than 0. It feels great to start doing things again, although we still have a bit of a problem with the science packs and so on. Seems like we are lacking petri dishes, mostly, and radars. Not that radars are affecting the science packs in any way, but still, we are lacking radars. Why are you... Oh, because it needs... darn it. Okay, we need to give a couple of electric poles to LTN. No, not LTN. Why do I always mix them up? To this thingy. To the robots, so that the robots can use them. That's what I was trying to say. And there we have the aromatics. Oh, this seems to work out fairly well, actually. I'm impressed. I must have done something wrong. And let's see. Now I just need... What, didn't I have a chemical plant? I guess I need a few more. Well, one should be enough, really. So this we need aromatics. And will then output organic solvent, which is the goal of this exercise. Come on. Okay, sure. Let's see, 5 and 15. And let's actually use this approach, because this feels better. And then we have a clear path for the items. Please enter here, which will yield. Why are we not having any bone meal? Is it only because we are missing trains in LTN? I am pretty sure it says that we have plenty of bone meal over here, so please just give me a delivery, will you? No trains to transport items. I guess we'll just add more trains. It might be time as well to start adding another depot, because at the moment only one train can enter the depot at a time. But what we want is, of course, that we should have multiple trains being sort of waiting for orders. That would be nice. Okay, so now we just need to deliver this, and we will not send it back upwards. Instead, we will send it over here. Is there enough room here? That's the question. I think we need to move this carbon dioxide a bit. So let's see. You start there, you will end there. Okay. So then let's see if we can have a fluid provider. I think we can. We'll just have to squeeze one in. I normally like to prefer to save space for the intersection and things, but you can't always have everything. We're missing lubricant in LTN. Somehow I am unfortunately not very surprised. Because rule number 1 of Factorio, there is always something missing. Rule number 2, it's probably iron, but rule number 3, but not in PyBlock. So once we have... Why is something blinking red? I don't like that. So once we get a delivery of the things we want, we should start making some organic solvent again. which has definitely been a while. Oh, look at that! We're getting bone meal finally, just when I was about to go get some myself. We only have 40 raw fibers left here. That's not a lot. See, we are getting organic solvent, but where does the organic solvent go? Not to the train station, that's for sure. Thank you. 2000 already. Nice. So now you might be wondering, okay, why do we need organic solvent? Well, we need organic solvent because we are going to make more niobium. And now you might be wondering, where did I leave my train? And I'm wondering that too. Oh, but I actually remember where I left my train. I left it here. So let's continue and remove that part and finalize the last journey of spaghetti, or whatever we should call it. It's sad to see you go, Rails, but you have been very helpful, but now we have a real rail system to work with. So we no longer need a mess. Now that is removed. I need to find a new parking somewhere. Where is this stop? It's over here. Maybe I should just add a parking near the depot. I don't know, but as I said, we should work on adding a new... Yes, I know, I will move. Should add a new depot. So when we do that, we might as well add a new parking as well. And I'm not sure if this will be clean enough, basically. This might be a bit messy with all these rails and things and stuff, but oh well. Yes, I know you don't have any fluids wagons in the depot. No surprise there. So, there, okay, good. So that's over there, perfect. And you might also wonder when I will start using bigger trains, and honestly I'm not sure if I will ever do that. With the simple reason that trains do take space. Or, I mean, trains, well, bigger stations take space, and more importantly, I don't really think I need it at the moment. Because I need to build so many things. So using bigger train stations just doesn't quite make sense at this point. So there is a logistic train stop, and now let's just add a normal old style train stop for our little parking spot. Simon's Parking. Please go to my parking. This is our new parking. And please just place these chain signals or train signals. No chain signals, definitely no chain signals here. Oh, holy cow, that was a fast train. I guess it was mine. And it was. And the good part is that now we are also getting some fuel automatically. So that's nice. And yeah, we'll fix that later. Let's see if we can have a robot fixing it, because we need a signal like over there or somewhere just to know that this is not like it should be free for trains to leave if I'm at my parking spot. Otherwise things does not make sense. So now we just need to fix one more thing, as always. Because you might remember that we have a tank here with some organic solvent. But the thing is that this is not a logistic train stop. So we need to move this and make... You should not be here, radar. And honestly, bad, slow, horrible electric poles, neither should you. Although apparently you were quite important, but... Okay, so this should have left a bit of space. Fluid requester. This looks like it makes very much sense. Was I prepared for this? Maybe I was. One there, one there. Oh, and there's even more space. Cool. So this should be organic solvent requester. And then we just need to connect it. And then you might wonder, why do we need more niobium? And here we have some stuff that we can move to a better place. And the thing is that niobium is... I mentioned that it's used for power poles, but it's also used for drill heads. So in the next episode, because we are just now over time, we will be making drill heads using a new recipe. So thank you very much for having watched this. Sorry for the long episode yet again, but well, you're probably used to it. And hopefully, if you dare, see you in the next episode.